Hey guys, welcome back to another makeup tutorial. I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this color block look. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm starting off using the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C12. I always use this concealer to prime my eyes, and I also get questions as to whether or not I set my concealer with powder, and I do not. I just go ahead and go straight into eyeshadows. I feel like my eyeshadows turn up way more pigmented this way. I went ahead and placed a little tape on the side of my eyes there just to kind of create like that sharper edge, so that way I have a really clean look once I'm done applying all of my eyeshadows. The first shadow that I'm going to be jumping into is from the Juvia's Place Zulu palette. This is the orange color from the palette, and I'm just going to be applying this all over the crease using a fluffier brush and just making sure that the edges are really well blended and there's no harsh lines. Then I'm going into the Festival palette by Juvia's Place and using this really bright kind of neon orange. I'm going to be going into the crease and placing this a little bit lower than the last color. And just to make sure that orange color from the Zulu palette isn't kind of like fading in the background, I'm going to go back in with my previous brush to further blend out the edges of this brighter orange that I'm using. I also use the Makeup Revolution concealer to cut my crease. The only difference is I use a shade that's much lighter. So this is in the shade C1, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply a generous amount of this concealer onto my lid and then look up to create that guide for me. Then just go ahead and start cutting the crease all the way through. I'm going for more of a half circle kind of look today, so I'm just making sure to take my time and make sure all the edges are really smooth and sharp. To set the concealer, I'm going in with a white eyeshadow from the Morphe 35B palette. I'm doing this because I want the yellow eyeshadow that I apply next to turn up really bright. So having that white eyeshadow kind of set the concealer is just going to make the yellow eyeshadow that I apply next come off really bright and intense. So now I'm going to go ahead and start creating that eyeliner that I did there. I'm using the Makeup Revolution concealer again and just going back in with a smaller eyeliner brush and creating a pretty thick winged liner. For this part, you just want to make sure that the edge of your liner is really sharp. I'm going to be working on the section on the inside of the cut crease first. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the inside of the cut crease where the liner is. Then to fill in that space where I just applied the concealer, I'm going to go in with a green eyeshadow from the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm going to go ahead and pat that in onto the inner part of the liner there. Hopefully this is all making sense. This is kind of hard to explain, but yeah, after the green is pretty much there, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of the winged liner using that blue eyeshadow. that's pretty much it for eyeshadow on the lid area and the crease. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some mascara, apply my lashes, and just make sure to press them together really well using a lash curler. I'm going to go ahead and pause with the eyes for a second and move on to skin. I'm starting off using the Covergirl Glow Lotion. I'm just going to go ahead and use this to moisturize my skin. I'm then going to go in with the Covergirl Skin Smoothing Primer. I really like this primer. It's definitely become like a new favorite of mine. And I'm just going to use this to prep my skin before I apply foundation. Then for my foundation, I'm going in with the Maybelline Superstay Liquid Foundation in the shade Toffee. I'm then going to go into concealer to brighten up the under eyes and all the high points of my face. I'm using a lighter concealer first just to brighten, and then I'm going in with a deeper concealer that's closer to my skin tone and applying that on the outer edges of the lighter concealer to make sure it blends really well into my skin tone. I'm then going to blend everything in using a brush and then just go over all of it using a Real Technique sponge just to make sure everything is nice and smooth and to pick up any excess product. Then to set everything, I'm using the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. I wanted my skin to look pretty bronzy today, so I went ahead and used the Black Radiance True Complexion Contouring Palette. I really like this palette because the colors in here are really warm, so it gives me like this nice bronzy look. So I'm using a fluffier brush to bronze, then I'm going in with a smaller brush to do some extra sculpting. So now it's time to move back to the eyes. I'm just going to go ahead and start smoking out the lower lash line using some purple eyeshadows. I'm taking the darkest purple eyeshadow from the palette and applying this onto the lower lash line first just to give it a really nice smoky effect. Then I'm going in with a brighter purple from the eyeshadow palette and just using that to blend out the edges of that dark purple. Once the eyeshadow on my lower lash line is done, I'm going to go ahead and add some white eyeliner to the waterline. Then before I go in with mascara, I'm going to go ahead and prep my lashes using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer. While it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and work on my brows. For my brows, I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony. Then once I'm done filling them in, I'm just going to go ahead and add a couple of coats of mascara. I really wanted to do faux freckles for this look, so I went ahead and went in with a CoverGirl brow pencil and created some little faux freckles along with the CoverGirl brown liquid liner. And I just went ahead and dotted some liquid liner on my finger and then just pressed it into my skin to create like those faux freckles there. Next, I'm going to go ahead and work on my highlights. I love using the Joy Cosmetics strobe drops. This one is in the shade Peach. So I basically use this to kind of enhance my powder highlight. So I place it on all the areas that I would typically apply my powder highlight. So the cheekbones, a little bit on the bridge of the nose, the chin, Cupid's bow, and a little bit on the sides of my forehead. I'm then going to go in with the Anastasia Amrezy highlights, and I'm just going to gently apply some across all the areas that I applied my liquid highlighter, and I'm also going to apply some onto the inner corners and the brow bone. Then to set everything, I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Then last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my lips. I'm using 2 lip liners today. I'm starting off using a NYX one. It's their Slide On Lip Liner in the shade Urban Cafe. And I'm going to use that to basically just line my lips and just kind of fill in like the outer corners of my lips as well. Then I'm going in with the Smashbox. This is one of their retractable liners in Nude Dark. And I'm taking this one and just gently outlining, like creating like the thinnest line along the last lip liner that I used to create more of like a shadow, so my lips appear fuller. Then to fill in my lips, I'm using a liquid lipstick from Nicka K. I'm gonna go ahead and place the name of this down below in the description box because I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I just went ahead and applied it using a brush just to make sure I really get that nice blend between my lip liner and my liquid lipstick. And I've been loving lip gloss these days, so I'm going to be using some of the butter glosses from NYX as well. These two are in the shade Madeline and Fortune Cookie. And that is pretty much it for this look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below for me in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Sound off in the comments and let me know what you guys think about this makeup look, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next tutorial.